Have we gone too hard in this lockdown? It's a fair question to ask today when you look at our numbers and then compare them to Australia's. Per capita, they're not too dissimilar. We've got 1,366 cases for a population of 5 million. Australia has 5 times our population and around about 5 times our cases, 6,351. They have got more deaths. They've got 61 deaths. Adjusting that number for our population would give us 12 deaths. Now, we haven't lost 12 people, thankfully, but we're not far off. We've lost 9, and 4 of those deaths happened in just the last 24 hours. So I guess we have to accept that there is a chance that we might yet catch up to Australia. It's brutal to compare the numbers like that, and I'm really sorry to have to do it, but we need to compare ourselves so we can keep assessing whether our response is appropriate. And based only on this, it seems it might not be. It might be too restrictive here in New Zealand. I mean, Australia is achieving virtually the same results, but without the same economic pain. Their construction and manufacturing industries are still working, Bunnings is still open, Uber Eats is still delivering, takeout coffee and haircuts are allowed. The government wants all schools to be open. We're doing none of that, yet we aren't doing much better in terms of infection. The OECD says we will be the economy hit the hardest in the developed world. We're expecting unemployment to peak at 13.5% if we have a 4-week lockdown and with existing levels of government assistance. Now, Australia is expecting it, by contrast, to peak at 10%. Of course, it's hard to predict exactly how things are going to play out in either economy. I mean, either one could take a turn for the worst. But in week 3 of the lockdown for us, this comparison with Australia is potentially very uncomfortable for those deciding what happens next. There are already calls for the Prime Minister to end our lockdown early, given how much better we're doing than the models predicted. Remember, we should be seeing about 40 to 50 new cases a day right now. Today, we had 17. Right now, these calls are largely coming from independent economists and academics who appreciate the pain that this is inflicting on our economy. If, and it's a big if, but if Australia keeps tracking as well as us with less economic pain, expect those calls to get louder and to start coming from a bigger group of people.